So, give me 1 second. All right, so we've got two things going on. Make sure that I have a touch screen, which is really annoying because sometimes I move my phone and I bump my touch screen. I hear an echo.
I think that's on my phone. Let me turn my phone volume down.
Great.
See if that fixed it.
So far, that sounds much better to me. I am hoping that my phone doesn't die. I've been trying to charge it, but it hasn't been holding a charge very well lately. So, and Instagram is particular in which way you can hold it. Like, obviously, I can't turn it sideways because that looks stupid. And so, or upside down also looks stupid. So it's not, whoop, I just dropped off of Instagram. There we are. So it's not helpful I can't charge my phone while I'm on Instagram Live. So that's a real bummer. Anyway, enough about my phone problems. Let's talk about you. Tell us about Finished Beads. Tell us about the origins of Finished Beads.
Okay, so Finished Beads got started, I believe, I have it written on a box here. I've assumed the start date to be 2012. I don't really know when I started it. I just kind of picked it up, and it's just been something that's been snowballing into something bigger and bigger and bigger. But I mean, honestly, I was broke, and I was gonna have no funds going into a winter, and so I had to pick up something to do. And this is what it was, and it's developed into more than just a broke fund. It's actually become an outlet for my creativity, and I get great joy out of doing it and learning new ways to do it, because it's not like I went to school to learn how to make jewelry or anything like that. It's I'd say it's self-taught, but my fiance was the one who got me into it, and it just kind of clicked for me. I understood color theory. I understood gradients. This is one of my earliest pieces, actually, that I just kind of did. I just kind of figured it out. Like, I understood lengths and whatnot. And I'm glad it hasn't sold. I don't really put it out on the table because I'm so proud of it. So it's something that came naturally to me, and it came at a time when I needed it. And I've stuck with it. So I guess it's 8 years now. And I'm actually thinking about taking my next steps next year. Hopefully pandemic is clear by then. Maybe the year after that. But instead of just being like an online sales and an informal, friendly sales, I'm thinking about actually legit getting into a real festival, and having 8 weekends where I have an employee and stuff.
Is that a real festival?
We're so close. I was talking to a lawyer about the legitimacy of it, and like, I don't know. Well, maybe next year, maybe the year after that, but like we're like so close to being like a proper, like, let's do this, let's get employees, let's make this a bigger thing. So that's exciting. That's the origins and now the current situation of it. So there you go.
Very good. I think that's great. I have noticed that your phone is being a little glitchy on Instagram. So for all of our guests who are watching on Instagram, you can tune in on Facebook and see the same conversation happening on our Outshine Festival's Facebook page. We're not having the glitch issues on the Facebook page. So if you are seeing Allison glitchy, please join us on Facebook. But we will continue as is. Anyway, so I think I just want to redefine what you mean by real festivals, because Outshine Festival is very much a real festival.
I'm sorry. That was probably offensive. My apology. You are real. I meant like I meant
you want to be back in person.
In person,
and you want to go to
yes.
Yes. And I could see you having, a regular feature at one of the, Renaissance festivals that you are at. So I can understand how you are itching to be out of the online world and get in front of people. Maybe you could tell us a little bit, because I know that from our conversation, so Allison was actually with us on our first festival, which I think was actually one of your first festivals too, right? Showing off finished beads. And
Yeah.
so maybe you could tell us a little bit about I don't know, what made you come back, what things you liked about that. And also, you told us a great story about how you kind of evolved, because you do work at Renaissance festivals, and how you kind of evolved your clientele that way. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I did my first live event. My first actual marketplace was with you in August with the first Outshine festivals.
That was July, believe it or not. It was a long time ago.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I was in Vermont. I was taking photos in Vermont. That's right. See, I track my time frame typically by where I am, and so this year has been off because other than that July bit, I've been in Florida, and I think it's the longest I've been in one place in probably since high school. So that's bizarre in itself for me.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally sidetracked myself.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's my brain. Yeah, so I did the first Outshine Festival with you. It was a great drive to make me feel more legit, like because you are, like you said, like I was misspeaking. You are a real festival, and it made me look at my bios on my pages. It made me look at how I was packaging things. Since we spoke, I've made swing tags instead of generic little guys that you buy at rando bulk store, and I made like little stickers so like my sister and her friends can like post them on stuff. I think I left one. I did. I totally dumped some extra mugs I had at my job here. And I slapped some stickers on the mugs to advertise. Like, that's what you do with stickers, right? You leave them in weird spots. So I feel professional. Like this is because of you and probably my sister, but you know.
Yay, sister, yay, Outshine.
But yeah, like I'm moving up in the world. I feel like it drove me, and now my spiders and my little guys have little proper swing tags, and you spin them over, and like I've uniformed how I write stuff. It's gotten me to measure my necklaces. All my necklaces now have a length on them, which is something that I just was like, well, I have a small box and I have a long box. And now I have more than just 2 boxes. I have an order. I can pick it up and I can tell you, oh yes, you can clearly read it this time instead of it being scribbled in a tiny little margins. Yeah, I mean, when you do another one of these festivals, I'd be interested to see how far I've grown again.
I was just thinking how much more confident you are on this conversation. Like, I know when we were going to go into your first live in July, you were like, I don't really know. And so we did that practice one like the night before, and we were on the phone together, and I was kind of coaching you through it all. Your confidence, like you're just so much more grounded now. It's just really delightful. And we're also hoping that we can get, I don't know that Outshine will ever lose the online platform, because I think that that's really cool, and it reaches people in a more personal way than like Etsy or some of the other handmade online marketplaces do. But we are also missing the in-person festivals. So perhaps our next festival, we will be able to be in person as well. And I will be excited to see how far you've come in that leg of the journey. So why don't we, I know we've been talking for quite a while now, but why don't you dive us into your beautiful works? Show us what you've made.
Yeah. So all my work is handmade by me. Like I said, my fiance had taught me how to do it initially, and there is plans for eventually to him to add some of his work to it. But currently all the work is mine. I'm hoping that he'll add a more little masculine flair, because a lot of mine are just by nature, they tend to be more feminine. This is a piece I made for myself. This is never going to be up for sale. It's a piece I got the glass piece from Asheville, a hand blown glass piece from Asheville. And then I beaded it all up. And so that's my favorite piece. I wear it all the time. And I don't wear jewelry that often. So for me to wear it is
this
cool.
one looks great on you, by the way.
Thanks. I made it. um, yeah, I've got spiders. Spiders are all done on a one piece of sterling silver wire. Yeah, they're all gemstones and glass beads. This guy's got a little skull face on him.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all gemstones and glass beads. I don't typically use plastic. Occasionally, if I'm tricked and I buy something that was mislabeled, but I'm still in love with it, I'll try to use it. I mean, I try not to use it, but sometimes I fell in love with it for a reason and I'll have to use it. And I mark those on my tags. But for the most part, it's entirely all glass and gemstones. Got some more spiders.
I feel like your spiders are something that I hadn't really seen before I saw yours. And I feel like it's something that you guys do, like you do very well. And, it wasn't until you started talking about them and you said that, people often buy them and you tack them onto articles of clothing or something. Can you tell us a little more about where you see these spiders in people's lives?
Yeah, actually, so I have some people who are kind of addicted to my spiders. I think they have like 3 or 4 by now. Yeah, sometimes they'll just put them in like a little dish as a decoration. Like my mother loves to collect rocks, and so a lot of times she'll just have a bunch of rocks underneath a lamp, and like so the spiders invade her rock collection. I have another friend who's got them in her bathroom because they decorate her bathroom. I always like to say it keeps the other spiders kind of away from you. Spiders love me very much, and I do not particularly like spiders at all. But they will ignore my fiance, and they will just drop on me. So if there's a spider in the house, it's closer to me. And since I've been making these spiders, I have less spiders bugging me. So I keep one in my truck. I've got them in my house. I have other people who have, I sent out some Halloween spiders, and she particularly wanted one that she could pin onto her hat.
Cool.
So she just kind of tack stitched it on there. There's pick points all over this guy. So there's some on his head, his butt. Each of his legs have those little loops there. So you just run a thread through there. Ooh, it's opposite. You just run a thread through there and it tacks them down. So they're versatile. They are on a silver wire, so you can manipulate them a little bit into a shape, into a pose if you wanted to. I don't recommend you do it frequently because wire will break after a time of manipulation. Mm-hmm. But they're good enough for you to get them into a spot and keep them like that. Occasionally, I'll be making a spider, and since they're all made of one continuous piece of wire, I have to guesstimate how much wire I have to clip before I start the whole process.
Oh, wow.
And so I start at like a head or a butt, and then I build legs off of that. And occasionally I'll get to the end and he'll only have 7 legs because I didn't cut enough wire.
Oh, no.
And I don't throw them out. I keep them. I hang on to them. I say it is a warning to the other spiders in your house that you're going to do bad things to them. So they're art pieces too. There's a story that you can tell with them, or that I am telling as I'm making them. I don't see other people who make spiders like me. I do follow another person who makes spiders, but they are entirely different than mine. Theirs come with a patent. They make theirs out of multiple pieces of wire, and they have teams of people who make them for them, and that's why they're patented, so they can't copy them. And mine are unique. Mine are one piece of wire, and I can stand by that. They are mine. I did not copy them, and that's a proud thing to know too. That there's, even though I do travel around at the Renaissance festivals, and I'm able to see so many other people's works. I know that my spiders are mine and mine alone, and that's a happy thing in itself.
Yeah.
I do. I have started making some spiders in with my jewelry sets. Normally, I would just make a single spider, and they'd just be singles, one-offs. But let me see which one I pulled out here. Oh, good. This is a good one. I mean, they're all good, but some are better than others. So I've got like this spider set here, and he's a set. So he's a little spider with a necklace and a pair of earrings. He's gonna fall out. But yeah, so I've grown in that too. I used to just make like a necklace and then some earrings, and they'd just be separate things. And now I'm going with this drive to make sets of things. So I've been busy making a bunch of necklaces that do have matching earrings, so you don't have to just it's not a grab bag of your necklaces. This spider's pretty cool. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, he has like really cool coloring, I think.
Yeah, he's some of my favorite beads. He's kyanite, he's labradorite, and he is amazonianite. So he's all the blues ever.
I want to interrupt you real quick just because I know that one of the things that also I think sets you apart from a lot of jewelry artisans this day and age, and jewelry manufacturers in general, even mass-produced things, is that you really take pride in selecting your beads. I know you have like very specific quality you look for. You primarily use gemstones, right?
Yeah. I'm not it's all gemstones. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of gemstones. So that in itself, sitting down to figure out what I'm going to make is a challenge in itself. I'll start going through my boxes and I get sidetracked because I find pretty things, and then I have to tell myself, no, you're only making one necklace. But a lot of times, like, I'm sitting there and I'm seeing like 3 or 5 other necklaces that I want to make. And so it's very difficult to focus on just one piece that I want to work with. But yeah, I only use gemstones. They're beads. I do have some stones for straight up wire working. That's not my forte yet. Maybe on the next round of winter of Outshine, who knows? I might get there. So I have some that I can do, but for the most part, I work with beads. Yeah, I have to like the bead. If I don't want to work with something, if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look like right, I'm not going to be happy using it. I use glass seed beads on all my pieces. So even this piece here, typically there's going to be glass seed beads between each piece. Ooh, where's the camera? So there's a glass seed bead between each bead, and that is to prevent the beads from rubbing against each other and causing themselves to break. That's why you'll see them there. So it's not good to just put the gemstones right up against each other. They'll break. There's a moss hardness factor, and so each bead has a specific density. And so if you put some beads next to other beads, it's going to cause them to crack and do nasty things together, like putting a piece of shell next to a piece of hard stone. The shell is going to break first, and by putting the glass seed beads in between them, it gives it a little bit more of a cushion. And then all my pieces typically have a short string of seed beads out by the clasp. And that's because as you're wearing the piece, you don't want those sharp beads pushing into your neck. So the glass is a buffer, there. For the most part, actually, all of my clasps are sterling silver. I've started to branch out into gold fills on top of sterling silver. I have metal allergies myself, so if I can't wear it, I don't want to work with it. So all of my ear hooks are sterling silver wire or gold fill on sterling silver wire. There's a lack of base metals on it. So it's safe if you have sensitive children, sensitive girlfriends, sensitive boyfriends, whatever, they can wear this stuff. So eventually it will get a little bit of a patina to it, not a patina, a tarnish to it. because silver tarnishes over time. You just take a soft rag and you can shine it out. I think I don't really do that on my stuff. I like how it looks. I like knowing that it's worn. It gives some depth to the pieces of silver, the clasp sometimes that I like. But yeah, I'm all glass and sterling silver, glass, sterling silver, and gemstone beads. Occasionally, like I said, there's a piece of plastic around. I try to reserve that for a spider. Spiders, you'll get some slightly more random stuff in them. All these are gemstone spiders. But I won't put it in a necklace because I don't want someone to break out from it. I'm not expecting the spiders to be worn that close to your skin, even though they are on sterling silver, and you could string them up on a necklace and wear them as a pendant if you wanted to. Yeah.
No, I think you have a lot of knowledge about, the materials that you use, which I think is truly one of the values of like purchasing from small businesses, purchasing directly from, the makers, such as yourself, is that you really know what you're putting into it, and you can have a conversation with your, with your shoppers, with your guests. You can chat in your booth. I think you're one of the people who's in some. Did you wind up doing live booths? Now I forget because I know we went back and forth. Are you doing any live booth times?
I can do a live booth. We haven't settled on a time yet. I'm actually intrigued to see when other people are doing live booths. I'm so used to working festivals where people just kind of go down the line and they kind of ask everyone the same question, or they want to get that hello, how are you feeling of being in a festival. So I was going to try and piggyback on when like most people were in their booths. But I am accessible. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. Feel free to send me a message. I'm stuck in Florida right now. So I'm a pretty quick response, quicker than normal. Feel free to just ask me questions if you have a question about, what is that bead, or I saw a post of one of your necklaces, but I don't see where it is listed in your shop. I might not have it listed in my shop yet. I have a lot of pieces, and it's really easy to update the most recent ones because they're in front of me and I have just made them. But some of my older styles have not been added to my shop. So if you see something advertised in one of my banner photos or one of my older photos, feel free to message me and I will try my darndest to locate it for you. I'm not good at recreating stuff though. So try not to ask me to recreate stuff because they all have a life of their own. But I'll see if I have the beads available, and I'll see, maybe we'll make a new iteration of it if I can't find what you're looking for.
That's great. And I don't think we've talked at all yet about your prices, have we? I don't think we have. Do you want to go through and tell us some, I know that each set varies because you put such care into the specifics of each set and you really evaluate the value of the gemstones. But could you just give us, some examples of prices? I know we're almost out of time, so just a couple of what our shoppers can expect.
Sure. Yeah. So my earrings are $15. I don't think I have anything separate right now. But that's a price point. The spiders tend to, we can't see that at all. The spiders tend to be about $35 to $40, depending upon their size. And the necklaces range from, I think they're starting at about 28. And they go up from there. I would say estimate, I've been making a lot of necklaces with matching earring sets. So I would estimate to spend about 45 on those. You might find some for 38, but I'd say 45 is probably a good budget to be expecting to spend. If you find something a little cheaper, then good for you. If you find something a little bit more expensive, then, well, you have some excellent taste, I guess.
I love that.
We are running a sale. It is for the duration of this event. I have 2 codes that you can use once. They're advertised on the Facebook page. That's where we're doing our shop out of right now. If you don't want to use Facebook Marketplace page, you can message me and we'll try to work out just a straight up PayPal sale for you. But all my prices do include shipping. I'm shipping. I have hard boxes now too, so it protects your stuff nicely. So yeah, I've got two sales, two coupons for the same 10% off sale right now. You can either use code Outshine or code Winterfest. You can use it once, but if you forgot something on your first purchase or your first bunch of orders, you can always go back and use the other code another time. So that's good if you want to get something
Oh, that's
for
really
yourself.
nice.
Yeah, so there's two, Outshine and Winterfest, on my Facebook Market page. You'll get 10% off. We include shipping on everything. So I'd expect to spend about $35 to $45, $50 on my pieces. These guys behind me, they don't have matching earrings. They are both $45. Yeah, and they don't have matching earrings, but they're just big and grand. I have some Christmassy guys that I put out. I think some of those are 28. I know I've got this new green one that I put out. He's 38.
Pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some Christmas pieces. I have some Hanukkah themed pieces. If you don't want to celebrate anything, I have some winter pieces. But really, I try not to make these pieces so that they're specific to a particular holiday or a particular season. I think they're good standalone accent pieces for any time of the year. My sister said I should take more videos of my pieces because they have a luster, a sparkle to them that the camera really doesn't do justice to. She has a necklace that she has, and she's like, I just leave it in my windowsill when I'm not wearing it because it's so pretty and it just sparkles there. She asked me to start doing window clings, and that's not what I'm interested in. You can buy a necklace and you can hang it in your window.
Well, that's great. Well, and Finished Beads, Allison has a booth right in Outshine Festival's Winterfest in the holiday marketplace. So you can go right to outshinefestivals.com. And in there, I believe we have links to your Facebook page, ways to contact you. We have those discount codes written down for you so you don't forget them. And once Allison and I finalize some times that she's able to be live in her booth, we'll post them there with a link so that you can talk to her face to face. So any questions about anything you saw, you can do that. Is there any closing thoughts you have for our visitors?
Just thank you for this opportunity. Message me if you have any type of questions or you can't locate something, and visit the other vendors. There's some great things out there. There's some great makeup and paintings. There's some other jewelry people. I'm not offended. You don't like mine. That's okay. Someone else will. But they've got other beautiful stuff too to look at. Check it out. It's a great venue. There's some live entertainment as well. So thank you.
Well, great. Well, thank you for your time, and I look forward to chatting with you in your booth. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. I'll talk to you soon.